Okay. Alright. Oh. Center. Find your center. Okay. So, this is my first update to YouTube in 8 months. But that's okay. Because, I don't really hope to become rich as a YouTube partner or attain any amount of fame through this channel. Actually, mostly it's for my own benefit. I just like to hear myself speak. So, I got like half a dozen videos up. I've only hit like 2,600 views. Like, that's nothing. And I'm already getting pissed off with you people. Well, you mouthy fucking know-it-all, pseudo-free bitches. So, this video is going to be a little message to my detractors. Yeah, I've heard everything from I'm wrong, I'm doing it wrong, I'm a disgrace, I'm disgusting, I'm insulting people who use these sacred plants as medicine. And you know what? Suck my nuts. Suckle at my nuteth. Okay, well, let's start with some basics since y'all think you know me so fucking well. My name's Gar. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Canada. I'm Scottish on both sides of my family, so, hey, I'm white as white can be. Saltine for life! So, I've been attacked on every angle so far, so let's just clear some shit up, Okay. So what do people usually attack you on? So, okay, first I'd be poor white trash or some shit. Actually, I make 6 figures a year. I'm in the top 3% of Canadians as far as income goes, so you can scratch off the poor white trash thing. They want to be, uneducated. Actually, I have a really decent IQ, and I'm pretty well educated. Mostly self-educated, because really though, what do they teach you in school? What else? Never went to college, never did any of that sort of thing. I'll read books if they catch my interest, if I like the author. I don't really think that just reading book after book after book is what really makes you smart or intelligent or learned. What else would you attack me on? Yeah, I really don't think the only way to be a healer or a shaman or a psychonaut is exactly the way that you do it. I think it's a very personal thing. It's a user-based experience. And for all you wannabes out there, you learned fucking douchebags, who just think if you read enough books, if you fucking, you download enough PDFs or whatever, that somehow puts you ahead of the game. Well, I've got the one up on you. I was actually born with creativity, free thought. You folks who just, fucking, all you can do is memorize and parrot back information. You're pretty much the human equivalent of a thumb drive. So I can actually take a piece of information, read it, process it, and then run with it on my own. I can come up, with my own thoughts, my own feelings, my opinions. And I think that's where a lot of the anger comes from. Is that you don't really, you can't do that. It's just, this jealousy that you've never had a genuinely original thought in your entire fucking life. Okay, so, yeah, in regards to the fact that I'm doing these plants wrong, that I'm preparing them wrong, what I've come to learn about, I'm a pretty reckless traveler, but I do my reading, do my research. And what I've found is that, all these recipes and preparations out there for most of these sacred plants, are completely ass backwards. Like, for example, San Pedro. That's the one that really clued me into stop listening to you guys so much. I got 500 grams of dried peyote, or dried San Pedro flesh once. I found about half a dozen preparations online that were all pretty much the same. So I take it, and I spend hours following these steps, and then I'm left with this little cup of green sludge, which, in all the documentation, is what they refer to as a manageable dose. Manageable dose just pretty means, the worst way. I'm too soft and delicate and flowery to deal with a bad taste in my mouth, so I want to actually, suffer as little as possible. That's beautiful. I want to suffer as little as possible to become enlightened. Those of you who even have the first, inkling of an understanding at what enlightenment actually means will kind of find that funny. So I waste all this goddamn time preparing this San Pedro according to these recipes. And then I consumed it. And then nothing happened. Because during this process, to make it a little more palatable, I lost 3/4 of the alkaloids. So next time around, I got another 500 grams of dried San Pedro flesh. I took it, I broke it into manageable pieces, I ground it up all into a powder in my coffee grinder, I dumped it in a juice jug, dumped 1.5 liters of water on top of it, stirred it, and downed it. Well, I didn't exactly down it. It took me probably about 45 minutes to finish slurping down all this super bitter, slimy green snot smoothie. It was not pleasant. But, who the hell ever said this was going to be easy and fun and pleasant and pretty? I don't think anyone said that. You might have to put up with a little bit of discomfort. So, of course, there's going to be all kinds of people who say that's wrong, and I did it wrong, and blah, blah, blah. Actually, I seen a good one, a comment on a YouTube video about peyote the other day. Somebody made this video about peyote, and this native guy gets on there, and he's like, oh yeah, peyote is a sacred plant to natives, and only natives should do them. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? So I guess I missed the memo on that, but you can now own plants based on, genealogy, descent? So, yeah. So we're copywriting plants now. Only certain people can take them or grow them, and yeah. That's just fucking brilliant. And then with the ayahuasca, I got a few minutes left here. So, I'm seeing all these douchebags on YouTube who are down in Peru doing ayahuasca or opening up their own ayahuasca centers. And I actually seen this one twit go as far as to say that you can purchase your own ayahuasca, brew it up at home and do it. But ayahuasca, let's say, just off the top of my head, Delaware. If you take ayahuasca in Delaware, it will not affect you the same way or do as much for you as it would if you took it in Peru. Now think about that for a second. Apparently, ayahuasca has some genetically built-in GPS tracking system. And when you leave Peru, it doesn't hit you as hard or take you on as much of a journey. So, of course, this fucktard's motivation is, he wants you to go to his ayahuasca center in Peru and probably pay him anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a week to sit in the fucking jungle and take ayahuasca. I'm Scottish on both sides. I can't really see, practicing Peruvian shamanism as being something that would just naturally be in my nature. I took ayahuasca at home. I took San Pedro at home. I took peyote at home. I took iboga at home. Everything I do at home. I do it on my couch. I do it in my bed. Because when you're having a psychedelic journey and out-of-body experience, what fucking difference does it make where your waking body rests? The only thing that I'm really picky about is I do it all alone. I don't like having people there. Having somebody else, even in the next room, just completely throws it off for me. Because I can just feel them there. Then there's something else a lot of you are going to say. You know, you don't do iboga alone. You don't take massive doses of all this stuff and by yourself. You'll die. It's unsafe. Do I look too concerned about, if it's safe or not? I take my test doses. I do my allergy tests. I know the limitations of my own body and mind. It is not something, doing iboga alone is not something I would recommend for most other people. But it's what works for me. It's how it works for me. And none of you have a right to tell me that I'm wrong in that. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, that I'm doing this just to get high. Just the insanity of that. Iboga is not pleasure-based drug use. That was one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life. Be it the most rewarding, but still. Yeah, let's go do some iboga just to get high. That makes sense. So basically, this video maybe get you a little bit more in tune to what I'm about and what I'm actually trying to do with this channel. What I'm doing is trying to show you that you don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to buy certain books. You don't have to give anyone any money to be a psychonaut, to be a healer, to be a shaman. Just in its very nature, shamanism should be something that's inborn in you. It should just already be there. I don't really think it's something you can teach. I think it's just something that's there. My whole goal with this channel is just to show you that there is a different way, that you don't have to be like everybody else in order to feel valid in your endeavors. You can do it however you like. You just got to be true to yourself. I got into this journey just by accident, and now that I'm so far into it, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that I'm doing all of this because I'm trying to find myself, and that's not the case. I already know exactly who I am. I'm just trying to find the courage to be myself. Oh, I hope that gives you a little bit more insight on who I am and what I'm about. There's going to be some more videos to follow, some more rants, I think, about, this you can only do ayahuasca in Peru bullshit, and the fact that plants don't belong to anybody. And some rants just about completely random off-the-wall shit, too, soon to come. Stay tuned. Peace.